As some of you know, a story has broken in the last 24 hours that Google, the parent company of YouTube, that they are cracking down on election fraud discussions, whether they be YouTube videos or whether they just be your searches on the Google site itself in order to try and tamp that story down. In other words, they don't think you're bright enough to figure things out on your own, so they're going to steer you a particular way. They likely were doing this all along through the election cycle. In fact, there are people who look at these things in academic detail and say that Google searches have influenced elections in the past and may well have cost Donald Trump this round as well. Throw in mainstream media, and Ron Johnson, who's a U.S. Senator from Wisconsin, said the media essentially handed Joe Biden the presidency. I wanted to mention media today, and I'm not going to focus on fraud, but there's a story out of Boise, which is our state capital. There was a rally there a couple of nights ago. The Central District Health Commission got together. These are the people who put in mask mandates and things like that and make other rules. And I think there are 8 regions around the state. And they were having a meeting, and they were actually involved with some of the local government officials as well when demonstrators, maybe 1,000 of them, showed up outside the meeting. And then some of these people broke off and went their own way, and they went to some of the homes of some of the commission members and apparently frightened some of the children at these homes. And commission members left the meeting to go to their homes to look out for their kids. Now, I'll just put it this way. I have been to a lot of rallies in my life, 2 big Tea Party rallies in Washington, the big Glenn Beck rally in 2010 in Washington. And if you get 600,000 to 1.6 million people in a crowd, really a crowd of any size, you're going to attract media. And that means some people who have their own agendas will show up to take advantage of that. This is to say that most of the people who were involved in the main demonstration would never have done anything like this. Number 2, though, demonstrating is not illegal. If you're BLM or Antifa, apparently it's quite legal, and you're even allowed to go out and loot and burn while you're at it. But if you're a conservative, that's a different story. And I was reading some of the details this morning, and I'm losing my voice here just a bit, thanks to my CPAP machine. But I was reading some of the stories this morning, and it got national coverage. And there's a mention in one story that a woman was arrested. She's 51 years old, and I was reading the story. She apparently was at one of the board members' homes, and all I could figure out was that she may have chalked the sidewalk. So yes, this arch criminal of the far-right extremism in this country chalked a sidewalk and has been arrested. Mainstream media just in absolute meltdown. This story has even reached Pravda on the Potomac, the Washington Post. Also in the Washington Post this morning, I looked at the Post online, and you had to page almost to the bottom of its online presentation to see any news about Hunter Biden. And when I opened the story on a couple of different websites about Biden this morning, I discovered I couldn't comment anywhere. All I was going to point out was that media finally decided to cover this story after the election. Funny how that works. If you like our videos, click on the subscribe button. You can also leave me comments in the comments section below.